Hi, welcome to Tinfoil Handkerchief Alignment, and today we're going to talk about the root chakra, which is the first chakra in our energetic body. It's where we connect to the earth and where we draw energy up into our body. It's the place where healing begins, so if you're new to energy work, this is the place to start. The root chakra can be found at the base of the spine around the tailbone, but it touches aspects of the whole body. There are also corresponding pressure points in the hands and feet. The root chakra is associated with the element of earth, which also corresponds to the astrological earth signs of Capricorn, Taurus, and Virgo, and the planets Mars and Saturn. Now, that might be where it starts sounding a little woo-woo. However, the different planets and zodiac signs all represent different traits. Because the planets and constellations have their own magnetic fields, our personal energy fields can be impacted by planetary shifts, depending on how the corresponding energy within our bodies is functioning at that time. The root chakra is also represented by the color red. It's also important to have balance in color, especially with a strong one like red. Can create overactivity in areas like competitiveness or aggression if someone has an imbalanced root chakra. Finding a balance for a healthy level of ambition, which could in turn help with balancing both the aggression and the competitiveness of certain emotional reactions. Career, matters of money, and home life are associated with the root chakra as well. A properly functioning root chakra brings an overall sense of internal balance and calmness, confidence, and overall contentment. That can be incredibly grounding and helpful during times of hardship. Energetic imbalances can manifest themselves as physical pain that we carry in the corresponding parts of our bodies. For example, pain or afflictions relating to spine, hips, knees, calves, ankles, heels, feet, bunions, toes, pelvic, and reproductive organs could be potential indicators of root chakra imbalances. Root chakra, in terms of reproduction, impacts men more than it does women. For women, it's more in the sacral. Something like spine pain can represent feelings of not having emotional support or feeling unloved, being repressed internally. Signs that you may need some recalibration are feelings of existential dread or feeling like you're stuck in survival mode, creating a burnout, contributing to a lack of motivation and difficulty sleeping. I say spine pain because the root chakra does govern like the whole spine from the top to the bottom, though different points have different correlations to what they could represent as to what you're holding on to. But it is the common connector that aligns all of the chakras and the other aspects governed by the root chakra. There is some overlap between chakras and bodily functions, which is why it's important to work towards balancing the whole body. Though some chakras may require more recalibration than others, I found it better to work in layers than to try to fix one area completely before working on the rest. And as we heal certain aspects that overlap into other chakras, that will also help bring that chakra to a better point for you to work with when you do get to that chakra, so that you've already kind of worked through a layer or two, so to speak. How chakra imbalances impact you will also depend on your personal life experience and the kinds of traumas that could cause the blockages or imbalances to begin with. Can be caused by negative feelings that are ultimately based in low self-worth, fear, or anticipation, all of which can be indicators of root chakra imbalances. Recalibrating energy within your physical body also requires a level of honest self-reflection. A good starting point to becoming more flexible in matters relating to ego is to think of other people or ideas as complementary rather than competition, because ultimately everybody has different strengths. What makes you special rather than how can I be just like them? An overactive root chakra could be the result of something like pride in the excess or being so competitive it's unhealthy or not fun, which can also look like something closer to, say, gambling addiction. Addictions in general, but I think of gambling because of the competitive aspect of it too. Focusing on the positive root chakra aspects can help reestablish the healthy flow of energy within that center of your body. Most of the root chakra related emotions that may contribute to physical pain, a lot of it is taking a look at the things that cause those emotions in us and understanding what is it about that or that particular instance, or multiple if there are, that made you feel the way that you do about that situation, not focusing on whether or not you can change an old instance. That's how energy gets stuck. Healing isn't linear, and energy doesn't work that way either. The better you understand yourself, the better you understand why you react to things the way that you do. And by working through that, you can become more energetically balanced overall. And then when those emotional cycles do come back around, you're better able to handle them with a much more calm demeanor. So if you're looking to recalibrate your chakras, mantras, helps, as well as C notes, that can speed up or slow down flow. So it can cause an overflow as much as it can cause a blockage. So you just want to be careful with that. For a good like root chakra cleanse, I always like to take a bubble bath with Epsom salts. If you have some sage, it's good to kind of sage and cleanse out the space. As far as crystals go, for root chakra balancing, I like to use some selenite and some jasper and maybe some smoky quartz. And I also have a frankincense oil that I use as well. I think a lot of the root chakra stuff is based on self-perception and self-acceptance mostly, because when you know who you are, it's easier to bring balance to a situation because you have better discernment about where you're at in that situation. So I'll use competitiveness as an example. If you know your value and your worth, then you aren't as competitive. So I like to think about it like that. And I go, okay, I feel competitive in this area. What is it that I feel that I'm lacking within myself that makes me feel so competitive about it? And get to a place of finding your own healthy self-worth, then you attract more because you're more internally whole, if that makes sense. So I hope you've enjoyed learning about the root chakra just to help you along in your spiritual journey. Until next time, keep the peace.